Support team performance. Apprise the team member performance against the key performance indicators. Support and recognize team member growth and development. Determine appropriate feedback approach, and verify the performance improvements. All right, moving on. Domain 1, task 4, empowering the team members and the stakeholders. You have all come from reputed organizations. You must have seen how a particular stage of the project, some of the teams have less work and some of the teams are overloaded. Let's take the example of the beginning of the development cycle of an example project. Let's say a bicycle is being made. So at the start of the development, the project teams, the design teams, the procurement teams, they're all very busy. They're all running around, moving things, blocking the meeting rooms, shouting over the phones, working late hours. But the logistics teams or the after sales teams, on the contrary, they might not even be bothered about what is happening in this new project because they have their own regular work. They keep managing their running product operations. So similarly, when the logistics teams or sales team are busy, the designer need not be busy. So this was an exaggerated example to convey that not everyone is busy at the same time, and that's okay. But consider a case where within the busy team itself, there are a few stakeholders who are involved in the project, but they are not contributing enough. Yeah, not because they don't want to, but because nobody gave them any task to do. I might be really good at making wheels for a bicycle, but nobody asked me to make one. So what I'll be doing, I'll be just watching the person who is really good at making brakes, and he is making the wheels. So this is where the project manager's help comes handy. The project manager has to understand who is good at what and how to make people responsible and make them empowered. Task delegation is not an easy job, as I quoted on my example. If we do not know who is good at doing what, the project is not going to meet the deliverables. So for the exam, what does the PMI wants us to do? Organize around the team strengths, support the team tasks accountability, evaluate demonstration of task accountability, determine and bestow levels of decision making authority. So you learn about the task delegation methods and other stuff that's mentioned here in the lessons to come. And also you can see some example questions here. Have a quick read and expect such questions in the exam. Okay, moving on. Domain 1, task 5, ensure training. Every organization will have its own set of tools, which could be sometimes common and similar to the ones that are used across the industry. And sometimes that's not the case, and it can have its own tools. So for a person who has newly joined in the team, who is really good at some tool to do the same work, he or she is welcomed by a new tool which is similar to, or maybe not so similar. Take an example of an analysis software, FEA analysis. A person is really good at simulating with the help of, let's say, ANSYS. It's a FEA software, and the new company uses SolidWorks. For those who don't know what these softwares are, don't worry, they are both just two different tools to perform the stress or the mechanical analysis of a product while it is loaded. Not important for our topic here to discuss what they actually are. So let's put it like this. So the person who is well versed with software A has to now work on software B, which also does the same job. So what happens here is that the stakeholder takes his own sweet time to understand the things and getting used to the software, and he spends a lot of time learning the software instead of actually contributing to the project. So if this person is trained to use the tools with the help of an expert, the things will start moving faster because we as a project manager have removed that impediment which is slowing the work down. Get it? So the project manager has to know how to understand these levels of competence and must be able to understand which of the stakeholders need which type of training that could that could in turn help the project. There are a few competency analysis methods that project manager should know. Using these, he can understand the level of the training that the team needs. So let's have a look at what PMI actually wants us to do in this task. Ensure the team members or stakeholders that are adequately trained, and we have to determine required competencies and elements of training. We have to determine training options based on the training needs. We have to allocate resources for the training, and then we have to measure the training outcomes. Also, again, please take a look at the examples. Just try to get a feel of how and in what direction the questions can arrive. Moving on, Domain 1, Task 6, building a team. Here, there are two situations. In situation 1, you are developing a team from the scratch. And in situation 2, you have to use the team that is just given to you to use them for the project needs. I feel the situation one is more easier to handle because as you get a chance to assess the team's skill set, like how we discussed in the previous topic, and then to train them to use them to our project. Also, if you are the project manager in that organization for a really long time, you don't even have to spend a lot of time understanding who that guy or lady is for the job. So, and you can build your dream team as per your requirements. In the situation two, where you are just given the team, the things will get a bit difficult because we have to accept the level of expertise each person has, and then make them a training plan. And before even we make the training plan, we have to make them agree that they need training. So to me, that's a really tough job in this situation. As a project manager, you have to always be aware that not all the team members are suitable for the task. It's nothing wrong. It's just the way any organization works. There will not be tailored solution makers ready for us. We have to get them to that point. So similarly, some teams together may not be suitable for the task. The whole team is not suitable for the task. So as a project manager, we need to assess the knowledge requirements of the team, and we have to know what trainings we have to give. Sometimes a project will be handed over from one team to another, right? So in this case, what knowledge transfer we need to give to the team that has handed over the project, that is also important. So we will be needed to start the knowledge transfer sessions, arrange them for the team to be ready with all the information that is necessary. We'll have to create a team building meeting, and follow the team building methods also that would create that sense of team within the stakeholders. Okay, that's about it. Let's quickly go through what PMI wants us to take care of in this task. So while building the team, we have to appraise the stakeholder skills. We have to deduce the project resource requirements. We have to continuously assess and refresh the team skills to meet the project needs. And then we have to maintain the team and knowledge transfer. And again, before we move to the next,